And welcome once again to UC Irvine from the Brent Event Center, where we're bringing you Community College State Basketball Tournament. We started this tournament with 8 teams. We're now down to 6. It's third round action. Welcome once again. I'm Dave Polito, joined by Paul Swearingen. American River College and Rancho Santiago coming in. Rancho Santiago is 6th in the state. American River is 20th in the state overall. It's an interesting matchup. American River shows 4 guards, and they can play wide open or they can slow it down. How do you assess American River?
Well, American River is a team that says they can run any type of pace that's necessary to however the game dictates. Their coach is Hub Morphew, and he likes his team. He thinks they're very well balanced on the inside and the outside as well.
American River comes from the Camino Norte Conference. We'll give you their standings at the end of regular season play. You see, they came away and tied Santa Rosa for the division crown at 7-3. So a strong regular season outing by American River. Now let's move over to Rancho Santiago. Seeded 6th in the state. They're seeded 2nd in their bracket. They're playing the number 3 team, that being American River. Also really the same type of attitude by their head coach.
Exactly. Coach Dana Padgett is very pleased with his team as well. He thinks he has a very powerful inside team, especially led by Gene Altamirano, who can score inside and outside, and also Corey Blount, who is a 6'9", 210-pound freshman. He is a space eater on the inside. Rancho Santiago 30-3 on the year. They probably are the favorite coming in. They've got a tough team, but a good matchup between these two teams tonight.
Now let's give you Rancho Santiago's regular season ending totals here. Cypress just had a great year, went undefeated. Rancho Santiago, another impressive outing this campaign, 10-2 overall to come in 2nd in their division. Now American River coming into this ball game are coming off a big upset versus the number 1 team in the state, Skyline.
And that's got to give them a lot of momentum coming into the tournament. Skyline was the number 1 team in the state, and American River knocked them off. And the Beavers are flying sky high coming into the tournament, but you just don't want to let that emotion get out of control. We saw how El Camino in the last game kept it under control, were able to pull off the big upset. American River can do it here too.
American River beat Skyline in the last round, 92-91 in overtime. Rancho Santiago in their last round action also went to overtime versus Glendale. They topped them 86-84 to get to Irvine and to the Brent Event Center for this 8-team tournament.
What a couple of exciting games we've had so far, especially that last one where it really looked like El Camino could fold up, pack it up, and go home when West Valley took a 21-point lead down to 6. But El Camino kept it under control, came away with the victory.
And we're almost set for the lineup, but as Paul was saying, one number 1 seed in the brackets have gone down, that being West Valley, just early to El Camino. Just about set for the starting lineups.
Welcome to the Brent Event Center, the Concord, California Community College Mid-State Basketball Championship. Tonight's quarterfinal game features the American River College Beavers and the Rancho Santiago College Dons. Let's meet the city's starting lineup. First for American River, at 1 guard, a 5'5" sophomore from Kennedy High School, number 15, Brian Chang. The other guard spot, a 6'1" freshman from Miraloma High School, number 23, Corey Dawson. And 1 forward, a 6'7" sophomore from Anderson High School, number 34, Randy Morphew. The other forward spot, a 6'1" freshman from Mount Shasta High School, number 35, West Harding. And at the post position, a 6'8" sophomore from Century High School, number 33, Chris Kocheski. The head coach of the Beavers is Doug Worsley, assisted Mike Springfield, and Gary Hook. That is the starting lineup for the Rancho Santiago College Dons. Starting at 1 guard, a 5'10" freshman from Tucson High School, number 10, Vernon Brockness.
So there we have both starting lineups. And the last two players introduced for Rancho Santiago, Matt Lean and Corey Blanc, 6'9", and as you said, space eaters. And if the officials allow the same type of play as we've seen in the earlier two games, we could see a death on the court.
Well, those are two big guys, and I think at first glance you look up and it looks like Rancho Santiago has the bigger team, but so far today we've seen that the quicker teams have had a lot of success on the boards and otherwise.
Let me catch you up on the earlier action today. Chabot, the number 2 seed in their bracket, played more parts than the number 3 seed. Chabot came away with a 90-79 victory. Moving on, they'll face the winner of the last game for today, Merced versus Imperial Valley. And the winner of this game will face El Camino, who upset West Valley in the first round, 97-90. Tip is controlled by Rancho Santiago. Broadnax at point. American River comes out in a 2-3 matchup zone. Both guards will extend on the shooters. Broadnax thinks about the three, kicks it back over. Down low to Lean.
We're going to see a lot of that today. Lean inside with just the turnaround. There's nobody on the American River side who can match up with him height-wise and stop that shot.
Kucheski far outside of his range.
And did Blount go up and take that rebound away?
Now we see Loftus just short. Strong rebound attempt by Blount to keep it alive. He loses it out of bounds. American River ball.
Kind of strange because Corey Dawson went out and got it for American River, tossed it back in, and then the call was out of bounds on Rancho Santiago. American River with a group of vocal cheerleaders on the sideline like we saw from El Camino last game.
There we see Krzyzewski once again trying from long range. Rebound goes to Loftus.
Well, neither team ever really knows each other very well when they come out for the first round, so the first part of the game is usually just a filling out period to see what they can do against the opposing team. Neither of these teams have really seen each other all year.
Ultimo Rhino misses from long range. Rancho Santiago will play man-to-man defense, and they'll get in their opposing team's faces. Down low to Morphew. He misses. Stolen back. Dawson misses. Now, once again, American River controlling it. Krzyzewski draws the foul.
And there's a foul on Lean, and they need to get the fouls on those big guys, but I think already American River is feeling the pressure of the height disadvantage that they have at this point, taking some kind of weak shots there on the inside, but if they could get Lean in foul trouble, that would be a big help.
Krzyzewski stands 6'8", 200.
I think maybe we had some sort of slashing that went on in the stands at that free throw. Lane goes high to get the rebound on the missed free throw. These two big guys look like they may have a nice night here.
Just underway, first round action, the third game of today. Quickly down low to Lane, nice turnaround.
There's nobody on American River that can stop that. They just cannot allow Lane or Blount.
Having trouble hanging on to the ball. And we're seeing once again a little wild action early.
Dana Paget of Rancho Santiago told me before the game that they will play man-to-man, man-to-man, and man-to-man. They will never play zone. He said if they play zone. Well,
ball stolen away by Blount, but he's on the baseline. It will remain American River ball.
So far, Santiago has totally dominated the start of this game. I mean, it's early in the game, but American River looks very uncomfortable.
Having trouble dealing with the man-to-man defense. Now Jang takes Broadnax, draws the foul.
That foul is charge number 10, Vernon Broadnax. First personal, second team foul.
I'm talking about giving away size. Brian Jang only stands 5'5", so regardless of who's guarding him, he's going to give away a few inches.
Well, he better be very quick if he's playing out here at 5'5". He looks like a little midget out there. The only thing that saves him is Broadnax, but Broadnax is listed at 5'10". Although that may be listed a little big. I've seen most of these teams here have listed their guys a little taller and a little bit heavier than what I think they really are.
So Jang goes 1 for 2. Still early for 6-2, Santiago's lead. Blount with the turnaround is good.
Once again, Rancho Santiago working the ball into the box. When those two big guys get the ball on the box, they can't be stopped. The only thing that can stop them is their own jump shot, and they haven't missed so far.
Morphew with the move in the lane.
Oh, that's goaltending. That's definitely goaltending.
Morphew gets it right back. But you're exactly right, a very questionable no call. Would have win against Matt Lean. American River very conscious of the ball going down low now. Quickly triple team Blount.
Well, I don't think American River is going to be able to stay in this zone for long because they're just going to get killed moving the ball inside to the big guys, and they're going to have to man it up soon, I think.
First foul is whistled on Corey Dawson of American River. Santiago will be patient against this 2-3 matchup zone. Long range by Broadneck. Is off the mark. Rebound Harding. Quickly up to Morphew.
Boy, it doesn't get any easier for American River beating Skyline, the #1 team in the state, and then you have to play a team as big as Rancho Santiago. Nearly a 5 count and then finally thrown away.
The entire Rancho Santiago bench calling for that 5 count.
And Wes Harding of American River College comes down limping from that last trip down the floor. I don't know if they need to stop the game and get him out of there.
Ball batted away nicely. And now quickly up court is Dawson.
That time American River denied beautifully. You can't let the ball get down there on the box like we said to Lean, and they just tipped it away and got a fast break out of it.
Ball game knotted at 6. Good defense by Jang. Turnaround by Lean is not even close to even attempting a shot, but he is fouled, I believe, going against Krzyzewski.
Well, the early indications are that these referees are going to call it much tighter than the last game we just saw, and that's certainly not to American River College's advantage. They needed to have a game where they could hack away against the bigger guys, and that time I thought that was a very touchy foul against Krzyzewski. I thought he just tipped the ball away from Lean, and American River can't afford to have a game called tightly like that.
Into the ball game now for American River is Ron O'Neill.
We saw with that loose officiating how El Camino came out and just intimidated a much bigger West Valley team in the last game, and I think American River needs that crutch as well. It doesn't look like they're going to get it thus far. Harding really looks to be in pain on the sideline as well. He's been taken out and is stretching out over there and got a trainer looking at him.
Mike Hunter in for Santiago. He'll replace Lean, who's doing some fine work down low for the Dons.
Lean already was 6 points, 6 of the 8 Rancho Santiago points.
Jang, nice ball handling in the middle. Jump shot is off. Ball batted around and it'll remain American River.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Krzyzewski could put on the stripes and the whistle because he made that call. He came and tipped the ball away from behind of Mike Hunter, but he made the call and the referee allowed himself to be duped in.
Tough entry pass controlled by O'Neill. O'Neill looking for the pick, gets a nice one.
Little Academy Award out there trying to draw the foul.
Morphew, tough turnaround and nails it. Morphew and Harding for American River are their go-to players.
He is also related to the coach, I believe.
And now long range is Altamirano.
Altamirano is their outside shooter. He also, for as small as he is, Paget says he can go inside and score as well.
Morphew open up top. That's a 2-point shot if it goes. It wanted to, but just couldn't fall. Rebound Krzyzewski. He misses an easy one. And Santiago gets the ball back.
Well, since I've been judging hairstyles tonight, I'd have to say the hairstyle of the day belongs to number 44. Mike Hunter has kind of got the runway freeway look with the shaved burr on the sides. I like it. It works.
And there, that haircut worked for his advantage that time, getting him room down low.
Maybe I'll get mine cut like that, Dave. What do you think?
We'll see. What I was noticing was Brian Jang. He only stands 5'5", but with his hair, probably 5'7", 5'8".
He's keeping some hair gel companies in business, let me tell you.
Now coming off the show in his hairstyle is number 42, Les Brainer. And for Rancho Santiago, sporting just the usual haircut is Cameron Terry. 12-8, Rancho Santiago in control. There's a good shot of Mike Hunter and his head.
Well, at least he doesn't have the numbers shaved in there. I'll tell you, this game has started off awfully slow.
Jang for three, trying to quicken the pace in a hurry.
I think it's much to Rancho Santiago's advantage for this game to be slow. They've got the much bigger guys, and their half-court offense looks like it's going to be tough to stop them.
Turnover. Jang now up to O'Neal. Traveling is called against Santiago.
Well, they are having all kinds of problems with the scoreboards here, and right now it says American River College 8, Rancho Santiago College 3, and I know that Lean himself has more points than that for Santiago, so we're not sure exactly what the score is at this point.
Turnaround is off. Rebound goes to Santiago. All we can tell you is Santiago leads. Now it's 13-8.
Okay.
We'll go along with that one, at least for now.
Suddenly a lead in the last game went from about 6 points to 16 in a big hurry. We didn't know how it happened, but it was a scoreboard malfunction. American River College is really battling in there right now. They're hanging with the big guys.
That time, Moreno misses for Santiago. Nice pass down low, and Morphew once again with the turnaround.
Oh, he likes that one-hand turnaround, kind of the junior hook, maybe we could call it. He's hit a couple of those already.
Nice defense by O'Neal to bat away that pass intended for Blount.
Les Brainer made the steal, and he has a haircut much mindful of Mike Hunter. Sporting those nice ones, and there he goes with the shot and gets it.
So the not supercut guys are taking control of this game.
Lane getting ready to come back into the ball game for Santiago at the next break. He already put 6 points up on the board.
Open up top is Terry.
Oh, my. That wasn't even close. Oh, let me tell you.
Now we have a timeout called, I believe, by American River. An early timeout here, 13-12. Rancho Santiago in control.
Butte College is here to make educational opportunities available for everyone. There are over 60 career training programs and a transfer educational program designed to help students move on to a four-year college. Butte College is a great place to start. Take a class for enrichment or study towards a new career direction. Butte College is here for you.
Welcome once again back to this ball game. Dave Polito along with Paul Swearingen. Rancho Santiago.
It's kind of a Johnny Carson interview.
I was just getting you back. 13-12. Santiago out in front, but American River has done a good job of hanging into this ball game.
Really are. They're very scrappy, and I think a lot of times you'll see teams like this who have the big size advantage come out a little uninspired, and American River, like I said, coming off the big upset that they had last week. And they're playing pretty well. They're sticking with them. They're only behind by a point right now. Santiago has to really take advantage of the height advantage that they have inside, though.
Both teams have done a good job with their defense. Santiago with this man-to-man pressure. I believe Moreno is going to be called with the hold, trying to defend against Corey Dawson. So 3 team fouls on the Dons.
That was close to a 5. They're trying to get the ball in, have to get it in 5 seconds, has to touch a player's hand inbound within 5 seconds.
Dawson trying to work off the pick. Tough pass now controlled by Brainer.
Boy, American River offense right now is just a little out of sync. They're playing it way high. I thought Jang walked there.
Jang did walk, no call. Morphew, the beneficiary of that pass. 8 points for Morphew.
Excuse me, Dave. Morphew playing amongst the trees in there has so far been unstoppable, and he's moved to the middle on their defense as well.
Down low to Lean. Good defense by American River.
Morphew got the block that time, but I think they cannot consistently sit behind Lean on the box in there and stop him.
Nice entry pass to Morphew by Brainer. Basket counts, and the block is going to be called on John Guerrero of Rancho Santiago.
Morphew has come out and lit a fire. I believe 10 points in my quick calculations he has of the 16 for American River College. And I think he's kind of a surprise because you look at him, he doesn't look like a great basketball specimen in there, but he is scoring with consistency to the inside.
There we see him with 10 points. That accounts for the 3-point advantage American River has now on Rancho Santiago.
Possibly another upset in the making, Dave. Do a near travel there at the top.
Now a ball kicked by O'Neal, reset to 45. Now back in the ball game is Corey Blount and Vern Brodnack.
Rancho Santiago going with the Twin Towers again on either side of the lane with Blount and Lean in there.
Long range by Guerrero in all net.
All net, nothing but the net, let me tell you.
So to control the point for American River is Corey Dawson. Brainer up top. Quickly downloaded Morphew.
And he finally airs that little hook out.
First time we've seen that. He's been perfect so far with that turnaround junior hook, as you called it.
Turns to get some instructions from his father on the sideline.
Hub Morphew enters his 6th season now at American River. Ball batted away by Jang. Good hands on both sides.
When you're looking at a guy like Matt Lean tonight in this game and throughout this tournament that he's going to play, he is a sophomore, 6'9", 180-pound sophomore. So he needs to do especially well if he wants to try and catch on with a Division I or Division II team somewhere.
Once again, Guerrero for 3. That time finds back iron.
There are some fine Division II basketball teams down here in L.A. I saw a bunch of them play this year as the foul is called. Cal Poly Pomona had a fine team down here in the south, and Chapman College, some good basketball teams, Cal Riverside in the Division II ranks, and I think Lean looks like a guy who could star on the Division II level of college.
Lean just has to put on a few pounds right now because that's what he is. He's awfully lean, 6'9", 180.
I think he's a little small to be a Division I player. Meat-wise, he needs to start sitting at the table for a few more hours and possibly in the weight room. But Division II-wise, I think he looks like a good ball player.
Bad inbound pass intercepted by Blount. Checking back into the ball game during that break for American River was, as the alley-oop attempt, as I try to get him in, Wes Harding. There's Harding along the base. Nice pass to Morphew. Somehow found him. A late whistle, but a correct call against Alvin Loftus.
Well, I'll tell you, the rumors of American River College's death have been greatly exaggerated. We kind of, I think, expected them not to be able to hang in here early in the half, and they are hanging and hanging well. In fact, they have the ball and are tied.
Santiago just hasn't been able to put it in on the offensive end. Good defense shown, though. Offensive foul now called on Jang.
I think Rancho Santiago's problem is what you see a lot with a team that comes in favored in a game. I think they could go to Lean and Blount on the box and score with regularity, but sometimes when it's that easy, you think, oh, well, it's not fair to keep exploiting that. Let's try and do some other things. I think they should just come down, nail it to those guys on the block every time down, and I don't see how American River could stop it. They're starting to really pack in that zone as American River, though, and Santiago's going to have to drain some threes to bring them out.
There's Lean finding room up in the high post. Gets it over to Loftus. Baseline is off, and Blount all by himself for the rebound.
Boy, Lean went down and took 2 American River guys with them. That was the idea of the three-point line originally, was to stop teams from packing it in like they did against Ralph Sampson during his college days. The three-pointer is supposed to open up that defense.
Nice pass by Jang, but O'Neal couldn't convert. And now O'Neal's whistle with the foul.
I believe Morphew's going to pick up the foul coming on the backside on Lean. And once again, my keen eyes are correct.
Jason King now into the ballgame for O'Neal.
Morphew, 10 points quickly out of the chute, but he picks up the foul, and he'll sit down for a couple of seconds. I'm sure you'll see him back in a hurry. He's kind of the heart of the offense of this team.
Good attempt to get it to Alton Moreno, just too high by Lean. Penetration and a nice drive by Harding.
Harding totally out of control. Good to see he's come back from the knee injury that he had earlier in the game. He seems to be running well on it, but I don't know what exactly you would call that shot, but I guess you'd call it 2 points.
And we'll call it an 18-18 tie. 9 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Guerrero wanting the long range, good defense. Loftus trying to penetrate, tries to find Lean, ball batted away by Millard Baker.
American River doing a good job of running the 2-3 right now, packing it inside, making it tough for Santiago to get the ball into the big men. But that really puts a lot of pressure on your guys up top to stop those 3-point shots.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Blount with the turnaround. That's almost unstoppable.
When you have 2 6'9" guys on your team who can shoot that soft, feathery jumper, boy, that is tough to stop.
2-point advantage for Rancho Santiago. Traveling will be called on Jason King. He never had the ball, and he took about 4 steps also.
Well, he saw Matt Lean coming up, all 6'9" of Matt Lean, and he was going to try and figure out some way to get the ball over that big boy, and in doing so, he lost track of where the ball was.
Here we see the same basic set by Rancho Santiago, just putting the 2 big men on the box. Loftus, nice bounce pass to Lean.
How can you stop that? There's only one way to stop that, and that is not allow the ball to go in there. 8 points now for Lean, and once again, I think American River is going to have to abandon this zone eventually.
Jang showing good ball handling. Long range, and it's good. Chris Krocheski has tried a few and hasn't found the mark. Now he finally does.
I think in the last game you made a good point that West Valley coach Bob Burton stayed with the zone too long, and also he went too long without calling a timeout when his team was in trouble. You got to be willing to try things when you're struggling a little bit, even though American River's hanging in right now.
Miscommunication between Corey Blount and Gene Altamirano. Now Mike Hunter back into the ball game for Santiago. Lean has done a great job down low. 8 points already.
Jang, what a nice ball handler outside. Low to the ground, nobody can steal that.
There's nice penetration and a good bucket by Harding.
Well, I'll tell you what American River College does, though. They just don't make mistakes. They haven't really made a mistake offensively in the ball game yet. They've had some trouble with a couple of shots, but for the most part, they're just very solid, very fundamentally sound ball players. It can get very frustrating playing a team like that.
Long range by Alton Moreno. Front iron off. Rebound Baker, and he's fouled, I believe, by Lopez.
Boy, Millard Baker and the little guy, Brian Jang, did a great job that time of pushing Mike Hunter all the way down underneath the basket standard. There's no way you can get a rebound from there. And they did a good job getting down there, getting great rebounding position. Already the bonus situation for both teams. These games are just flying by, Dave. Already with only 7:32 to go in the half.
Baker converts on the first attempt, and you're exactly right. In our first contest between Chabot and Moore Park, it took just barely under a half an hour to complete the first half.
And that's 20 minutes of basketball time played in 30 minutes of real time. You're not going to see that very often in any basketball game on any level.
Both teams now freely substituting back and forth. Broadnax back into the ball game. Baker misses on the second. The lead for American River is 23-22.
I'll tell you, these American River boys just keep coming at you. They're very vocal, pointing out where the players are inside the lane.
Down low, tough left-handed attempt by Hunter. Now Kurt Brown into the ballgame for American River. Both coaches using their entire roster, it seems like. Into the middle, tough shot by King. Strong rebound by Blount, and the foul will be called on Baker with the push.
This time down on defense. Watch Chris Krocheski, number 33, in the middle of the lane on defense. He will constantly be yelling high, 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 low, 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 telling everybody else where the guys are in the lane. So the guys have to be aware defensively who's behind them and so on and so forth. And he's doing that. I think he also kind of does it as an intimidation factor for the other team. The guy's thinking, this guy's crazy.
Baker goes out with one foul. Morphew back in. In and out for Blount. Quickly up to King. King loses his footing. Somehow they don't call a walk. Possession error in favor of Rancho Santiago.
Well, American River getting a little ahead of themselves that time. Brown threw it ahead to Jason King, who really had no advantage to go to the basket or anything. Brown probably should have pulled it up and just set up the offense. Krzyzewski's just cracking me up on the inside. He's just yelling away.
Back up top to Loftus. Broadnax penetrates. Once again he penetrates. From 10 is long. Rebound off the face of Harding. Quickly up to King.
Once again, you're throwing it up court to King when he really has no advantage for going to the hoop, and there he just gets stuffed.
Blount throws that offering straight back.
King giving away 6 inches there to Blount on the shot.
Once again, we see a very patient set by Rancho Santiago. Running the high-low offense.
They also run the man back and forth on the baseline. He can be a shooter as well.
Off the mark was Broadnax, but the ball was batted out of bounds by Morphew. Once again, mass substitution for both teams, keeping fresh legs on the court at all times.
Well, like we said at the outset, the first part of the game is really a feeling out period, and I think these teams are still kind of feeling each other out like prize fighters, and neither of them is sure where their knockout punch is right now.
And we see Broadnax trying to penetrate over to Altamirano for 3.
Altamirano limping a little bit back the other way. I'll tell you, when Broadnax penetrates like that against his zone, it really flattens out the defense, and he can find somebody open for the shot.
Nice pass over to Harding.
Harding should have brought it down instead of trying to take it right up in midair.
And we see Altamirano with a nice drive. Good rebound by Lean. Is fouled back on the way up.
But Matt Lean, that uniform just hangs off him like sackcloth. If I was this guy's coach, I'd have him eating soda and milkshakes and hamburgers every day.
6'9", 180, a sophomore out of Whittier Christian.
Gets the nice roll off that one. While we're scouting hairstyles, let me say that Randy Morphew has the nice sporting the Kyle Macy look. Your basic, just your basic do.
Your basic do that never gets messed up.
Lean 4 for 4 from the line, also shooting well from the floor.
27-23 Rancho Santiago, up by 4 now. Back and forth ball game, but neither team making a strong run to gain a true advantage.
You got to go to Morphew if you're American River. He's your scorer on the inside.
Once again, very close to a 5 call.
There he is. Jenk finds him, but too late.
Nice.
Just a little too late. Morphew was open.
Nice defense for Broadnax to intercept that one.
Lean wanted the oop coming down. He was pointing up. Give it to him.
Quickly doubled. Morphew caught reaching in and getting Lean on the arm.
Well, that hurts. Like I said, American River can't afford to be being called for ticky-tack fouls like that. And I thought Morphew went hard after the ball, and Lean had left it behind him, and he has a right to go after the ball. That's a tough foul call.
We see Blount checking back in and Guerrero. Hunter goes out along with Loftus.
That was Morphew's second personal foul. Morphew hasn't scored since he went to the bench early in the second half, or in the first half.
And as I try to jinx Lean, he's remained perfect. 5 for 5 from the line.
He's got a nice shot. You know, a lot of times you hear the cliche for a big man, but, you know, I don't see why a big man can't have a shot either. It's just too much. These guys are taught to play with their backs to the basket at a very young age. No matter how tall your kid is, make him play facing the basket as a youth so he learns the basic fundamentals of the game.
Krzyzewski loses the ball, dives back and gets it.
Wow.
And then tied up the ball along with Guerrero's leg.
He took a foot to the face there on the floor and then doesn't even get the ball for it. Oh, yeah, I guess they do get the ball. I'm sorry.
Their possession.
Well, at least he got something out of all that. Krzyzewski is quickly becoming my favorite player of the game. He's constantly talking out there and everything.
The horn sounded for substitutes, but the officials holding him off.
The ball had already been put into play.
Quickly down low to Morphew. Loses it out of bounds. 40 seconds on the shot clock. Only 5 ticks went off that time.
Morphew's the guy that American River College has to go to, and both Lean and Blount are really cracking down on him in there, not allowing him to get the ball to see another of the junior hooks.
O'Neal back in, and now sitting his first action is Ron Mayfield for American River. They try to go to Mayfield. Never stood a chance of getting that one.
Well, it's slowly slipping the other direction. Santiago has built it up to a 6-point lead right now. And I think American River College certainly wants to keep it, as we've been talking about, that magic 10-point deficit. You don't want to go double figures.
Moreno.
That's 9.
And they're very aware exactly that 10-point margin is heading their way. 32-23. 3 3-pointers by Gene Altamirano. Rancho Santiago out ahead by 9. American River really has had trouble with the down low, and there we see limited turnovers for both teams. But what I was about to say, American River, trouble down low, stopping the big players for Rancho Santiago.
Well, those turnovers are indicative of the type of game it's been. It's been very slow, methodical, up and down the floor, and that makes for less turnovers. With 4 minutes to go, only 11 total turnovers in the game. That's not bad. But as we've been talking about, Santiago really needs to go down inside where they've got the big height advantage, and they've really gotten away from that. They did it very successfully for about the first 5 minutes of the game, but suddenly they're not even going in there. But that's partially attributable to American River College just packing it in very strong in the defense back there.
American River once again trying to beat this tough man-to-man defense shown by Rancho Santiago.
Vern Brodnex is an excellent defensive player. He's hanging with Jang, who is an extremely quick ball player.
Here's Jang for 3.
Nailed that one. That's a nice shot. Nice to see that the little man can still play basketball. For a while, it looked like all guards are going to have to be 6'9" for the rest of history.
Jang, tough defense against Guerrero. Guerrero for 3. Well off the mark. Rebound by Mayfield.
There's been a lot of talk among people to possibly move the three-point line back, but I like it just where it is in college basketball. And you don't see a lot of guys shooting over 50% from there, so it can't be that easy of a shot. A lot of people think it's too close, but I like it just where it is. It makes it a real part of the game.
Mayfield penetrates, misses, follows with a tip, can't get it. Batted around, controlled by Guerrero of Santiago. Now intercepted by Jang. Doesn't quite have the numbers and wisely pulls it up.
Well, when you're 5'5", you learn how to pull it up in a big hurry.
Here's Morphew along the baseline. Tough shot. He forced that one and is bailed out with a foul by Blount.
You're exactly right. That was probably a poor decision to go to the basket. He had both Lean and Blount on him there. Should have looked weak side and tried to kick it over there with both big men on his side of the floor. But it's hard to see amongst all those trees sometimes.
Now, to kick it back to this previous conversation we were having a couple seconds ago, the three-point circle you don't believe is a little bit too close.
No, I like it just where it is because it makes it an integral part of the game. You can actually set your offense for guys to shoot the three from there. The pro three-pointer is far too long, obviously, and the international three-pointer, I think, it makes it a little more of a shot that a coach wouldn't like to see a guy take. So as long as it's where it is now, I think it's a real part of the game, and it's really brought a lot of interest back to college basketball.
Because I'd be more of the advocate. A shot from the top of the key is not deserving of an extra point.
Well, once again, my argument is I don't see many guys shooting 50% from out there. I mean, if you had a lot of guys hitting 50, 60% from out there, then I'd say, yeah, it's too close. But for the most part, I see people shooting in the 30 to 40% range, and that makes it a fairly tough shot.
There's Alex Moreno, who's deadly from three-point range, but now penetrates nicely for 2.
Not to argue with you, of course.
Jang, once again, beats Brodnex off the dribble. Kicks it back out to Morphy. Tough drive, and he gets it.
I'll tell you what was ridiculous, hanging with this three-point line, is when the ACC actually had the three-point line inside the top of the key. That was ludicrous.
34-30, Santiago with a 4-point advantage. 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining. Nice entry of Blount. He is fouled, I believe, from behind by O'Neal.
It's a good job by O'Neal to help out on the backside defense, though, to make sure Blount can't get the shot up there. Unfortunately, he had to take off the top of his head to stop the shot. But so far, American River College is doing a good job defensively, stopping these guys from just running away with the game and hanging right in there. Offensively, Morphew having a tremendous game. He's got 12 points.
O'Neal had a long way to go. Try to block that shot. He's given away 9 inches.
He got way up there. Way up there.
6-point lead for the Dons, 36-30. Once again, another substitution, this time for Rancho Santiago. Loftus comes back in, and Broadnax takes a seat. Quickly up to Mayfield, who's trying to beat Moreno off the dribble. Pulls up from the baseline. Nice
Boom.
shot.
Tough, off balance, on the move shot.
Guerrero to control the point. Penetrating is Blount. Nice shot off the dribble.
Somebody's got to step up and stop him at the free throw line. You can't let the big man penetrate down inside like that, or he's got an easy shot. That's almost a layup for a 6'9" guy.
Jang trying to work against the pick, now has a mismatch versus Lean. Morphew going strong once again. He draws a foul from Lean.
Ooh, that's a tough call. Morphew a little off balance. He was moving inside. I thought Lean was just moving laterally. Tough call.
Dana Page for Rancho Santiago didn't like that call one bit.
Coach Paget is off the bench, really giving it to the referees, and he's going to set Lean down. Only 59 seconds left in the half. He doesn't want him to pick up a cheap third foul.
And there we saw on the sideline, he seemed like he was scolding Lean, but he was actually saying, "You're doing a good job," and gave him a little slap on the hand.
And Morphew, who has had such a tremendous offensive first half, rattles off the first free throw. I was a little short on him last time. He's got 14 points. Sorry about that, Randy.
38-33, Rancho Santiago.
56 seconds left on the shot clock. There's a good chance American River will get another possession.
American River now pressuring the ball up court. Here comes Moreno for another three.
That's how you beat a press.
His 4th three-pointer of the ball game.
Rancho Santiago making a mild run right before the half here.
Here comes Jang straight back. Nice pass to Mayfield. Mayfield was mistiming the ball.
Well, Santiago can, I think, realize soon enough that when Jang drives like that and when he goes up in the air, he throws a bounce pass off that every time. Somebody will adjust to that eventually. Nice inbound.
Morphew finding room down low, and nice pass. 30 seconds remaining in the first half. 41-35. Rancho Santiago once again full court pressure by American River.
Little half-court trap. Could have got the travel there, but didn't.
Santiago to pull it out for the last shot. And here's where it comes into play. They can't see how much time is left. They're going to have to rely on their coach.
Exactly.
Everyone's straining their necks. It's only 1 clock, and it's straight up. Driving is Guerrero. He'll get the foul. 5 seconds remaining.
Great move by Guerrero. Saw the lane, drove inside, picks up a foul with 5 seconds left on the clock. And as a player, you just cringe when you pick up a foul like that. Fortunately for Mayfield, that was only his first. And if I was Rancho Santiago, I'd get Blount off the lane to make sure he didn't pick up a cheap one on this free throw.
Guerrero coming off the bench has 3. Both teams using plenty of players on their roster. Five seconds remaining for Jang to work with.
See if he can get one off here. Boy,
Quickly up for a 3.
Oh, my!
Count it.
I think he was on the line. I think the referee was unaware of where exactly he was on the floor. I thought he was on the line, but Jang hurriedly up the floor nails it.
Brian Jang cuts Rancho Santiago's lead to 4 going into halftime. State tournament has taken the court, and there we see the halftime score. We're nearing the second half. Rancho Santiago in the lead by 4. Welcome once again. I'm Dave Polito along with Paul Swearingen. And really, the reason American River has been in the ballgame has been the play of Morphew.
Morphew, 17 points in the first half. He has been the American River offense. Santiago tried to make a little run away with it just before halftime, but Jang hit the 3 at the buzzer, and it kept it right at 4 points where it is.
There we see Jang in your picture, a big three-pointer to end the first half to cut the lead to 4. On the other side, Rancho Santiago came out early, showed their domination down low. They kind of moved away from that as the first half came to a close.
Exactly, Dave. For the first 5 minutes of that first half, Lean was unstoppable down on the block, as was Blount, and suddenly Santiago went away from that. American River started packing it in very tight, and they started draining the threes from the outside. Santiago looks like they're going to be tough to beat, but we've seen anything can happen.
Exactly right, and once again, because they went away with it, away from going down low, Aldo Moreno put in 4 3-pointers. He ended the first half with 14 points. So Santiago in the second half most likely will go back to the down low post play, I believe.
I think so too, and so far American River College is getting away with playing this 2-3 zone, but I think eventually they may have to switch out to man-to-man, and I think it's up to Santiago to force them to come out and play man-to-man.
American River, it's going to be tough for them to maintain their play. That great defense on one side, but offensively they have to deal with that man-to-man pressure by Santiago.
And Rancho Santiago never plays zone, we were told before, and they will keep that man-to-man up the whole game. One thing, though it's kind of an obscure ruling, but when you are tied or ahead and you have the ball, you can control the tempo of the game. And Santiago could pull it out and hold it at half court and try and force American River College to come out and play them defensively. A team will be warned once to come out and play them, and then if they don't do it within another 10-second period, that's a technical foul. They might want to try that, but the 45-second clock sometimes puts a crimp in that strategy.
Just to catch you up to date, this is first round action. Earlier today, Chabot beat Moore Park 90-79 to move on, and West Valley was upset by El Camino 97-90. Now the winner of this game will play El Camino in second round action tomorrow.
And then later tonight, Imperial Valley will be playing Merced. Imperial Valley, my favorite to win it. Not a real stretch to go out there. They're probably the top-ranked team in the tournament. Your favorite, West Valley, I might say, has been bounced.
Well, there's no reason to say that, but it's the truth. Santiago to control the first possession of the second half. There's Aldo Moreno for another 3. Just off the mark, rebound batted around and controlled by Harding of American River.
I'll tell you, Dave, I went walking around at halftime as Morphew goes to the hoop again. Quick 19 points for him. I have never seen so many coaches in one place in my life, exchanging cards and phone numbers and everything. They are all over the place.
Once again, controlling the point is Broadnax. They kick it over to Aldo Moreno. Down low to Blount. Off the mark. Rebound Harding.
I was talking with one coach, a friend of mine I know is an assistant coach at Chapman College, and he said actually that he has seen 3 teams here already who are probably better than his team, and that's a Division II school.
Well, as you were noting during the halftime, plenty of Division II coaches and scouts. A few Division I maybe coaches mixed in with them. But plenty of talent for those Division II coaches to see tonight.
Good teams. A lot of these guys just working on their grades to try and get into a bigger school.
Down low to Lean. His turnaround is good.
I'll tell you what, Blount is a freshman, and you put some meat on his bones, and he could be a Division I basketball player.
Now Harding loses it out of bounds. Turnover. Rancho Santiago now in possession. They lead 44-40, just underway in the second half.
ARC just refuses to go away. They just keep hanging in there. And the more you let a team that you're favored to hang in, the more they believe they can win the game.
Broadnax penetrates, kicks it back over to Loftus. Extends Rancho Santiago's lead to 6.
Boy, Jang is a good ball handler. You see him split the defenders there and head up the floor. That's just an incredible move.
Harding for 3. Nice defense by Aldo Moreno to alter that shot. Good drive by Morphew.
Morphew can just shoot from any angle, wherever he has the ball in his hand, and get it to roll down. That's an incredible shot. I thought he made a mistake taking it to the floor, but he still got it up and got the roll.
Broadnax penetrates. Aldo Moreno for a 3. Knocked off his feet, in and out, no. Rebound and count it by Blount.
Krocheski doesn't believe it, but Blount just went right over him and did not foul him. Just height-wise went right over him, took the ball away and went back up with it. Really didn't see the foul from Krocheski, but Blount gets the call. He's at the line for 3.
Brainerd checks back in. I believe unofficially he won the best haircut award on our crew, but
well, there's stiff competition out there today.
plenty of competition. Three-point play is good by Blount.
Boy, Blount's got all the tools. He can handle the ball well. He's got a nice soft shot. Like I said, just put some meat on him, get him a little stronger. He could play Division I basketball.
Nice backdoor attempt, but good defense by Blount to break that one up. Brodnex penetrates. Nice dish to Lee.
Oh, beautiful play. American River has to be very careful. They allowed themselves to get down by 9 early in the first half and brought it back. They just can't let that margin get any larger than that.
Jang loses his defender. He's open for a 3. Can't find the mark. Tipped around and controlled by Loftus.
Thought Brainerd got killed there by Blount. Probably should have got the foul on the rebound.
Brodnex almost loses possession. Now a nice entry to Lean, who loses it on the way up. Morphew controls and gives it to Jang. Harding for 3.
Nail. Boy, what a nice shot. Just to step up like that, strong, confident, and just drain it through. He knew it was there all the way.
Over to Loftus. Once again, 2-3 by American River is their defense. Nice pass. Missing the dunk is Blount, and coming back with one of his own is Lean.
Lean had somebody on his back there, too. I thought Blount could have got a technical foul called. He kind of hung on the rim, but you are allowed to hang if you're saving yourself from injury. American River's got to take a timeout, but the coaches on the sideline are really complaining about it. They thought Blount should have got a rim technical.
Well, enough dunking is seen by Hub Morphew. He takes the timeout, and as you said, Morphew letting the official know that you can't let him hang on the rim like that.
Well, it seems to me that Hub has let him know about it. He needs to get back to his team and start talking to his guys. We saw how McClurkin in the last game for El Camino just kept his team in the game simply with his confidence on the bench, and I think Morphew's team right now needs to see that their coach believes in them as well.
Down here on offense, you guys got to make that back in. That's got to be a hard bounce pass, and you got to be...
You guys are taking out before. Brian. So you guys are taking out too early. Dribble more towards me. Brian.
Well, he can't
Brian.
because you guys are not
Brian. Hey, Brian. Dribble some more towards me. I'll wait longer. Okay? I know. That's okay.
Listen. We can't be arguing and bitching and back and forth right here, all right? We got to come down the floor right here.
Hub Morphew, exactly correct. A lot of coaches are in that huddle.
That's what I would... Too many Chiefs and not enough Indians in that huddle there. Those guys were just all yelling at each other, but they're telling Jang to try and penetrate down a little bit more. But so far the worries hasn't been Jang. He's played an outstanding ball game. It's just a tough team they're playing.
It was a funny conversation. They all agreed with what Morphew first said, and then all of a sudden it triggered a whole bunch of mini conversations. And there we see the high scores. American River. Morphew just having a great game, 21. And Lean showing his power down low, has 18 for Rancho Santiago.
And Lean's last 2 buckets have been jams.
Corey Dawson gives it over to Harding. Down low to Morphew. He is being held by Blount.
Morphew's not that big a guy. He's listed 6'7", 225, and he did a good job of using his body that time. Got Blount on his back hip. Blount had to foul him to try and get around to steal the entry pass.
In the ballgame is Mike Hunter for Rancho Santiago. Blount goes to the bench with 2 personals.
Paget has not been shy about moving men in and out of the game, and that should keep Rancho Santiago fresh till the end.
Wanted to go to Dawson on the inbounds. Now goes to Morphew. That's not a bad player to go to. Misses the layup, and an offensive foul is called on Morphew.
Morphew's an interesting player to watch. You know, he's putting up a lot of points on the board, but he's just not real flashy. He is kind of a workman-like player. A call like that he doesn't necessarily agree with, but he just turns and walks to the other end of the floor. He's very businesslike about his game.
3 personals now called against Morphew. Something to watch. Hunter over to Brodnex. Loftus from long range. 2-point field goal for Loftus.
10-point deficit for American River right now. They got to keep it together.
Nice defense there by Hunter. They have to get rid of the ball in the hurry. And now a foul is called against Brainer.
Oh, my, and I agree with you, Mr. Brainer. That's a tough call. You got the D. I thought when the whistle blew we were going to get a 5-second call on Hunter. That's a tough call. I didn't even see the foul at all. Brainer's just standing there with his hands in the air.
I know for the first 5 seconds, or what it seemed to be 5 seconds, he was doing nothing different than when the whistle blew for the foul.
Exactly.
Broadneck's now being harassed by Jang. Lean down low. Once again, a good turnaround, just couldn't find it to drop. Jang wants to push, he'll give it to Harding. Brainer loses control, could have been a double dribble, would have been a turnover anyway.
He knew it was a double dribble, so he threw the ball away. Unfortunately, the referee did not know that it was a double dribble. Morphew has to foul to stop Lean from going in there, and that's going to be his fourth. And that spells some trouble for ARC.
Set to check back into the ballgame for American River will be Jason King and John Guerrero for Rancho Santiago. Brainer will take a seat as well as Loftus. And now Hub Morphew's hand is forced to replace his son. Out goes Morphew, and in comes Millard Baker.
Morphew picks up his fourth foul with 15-13 to go in the game. And Lean with another jam. Oh, this guy's strong. He looks good. He is putting on a show tonight.
I would like to say a la Jordan, but I wouldn't be going that crazy.
He just has a want to, a nose for the basket. He just gets the ball and just goes to it. You love to see a kid play like that.
Another turnover. Broadneck now with the steal. Working against Jane. Count it.
American River's got to take a timeout. They're in trouble.
Hub Morphew off the bench, and that's exactly what he'll do. This team is in a heap big trouble. 59-45. Rancho Santiago has built a very strong lead.
And like I said, American River, they're taking the chance.
Rancho Santiago has built a 14-point lead over American River. It's going to be a tough comeback for American River to get back into this ballgame.
I don't see how they can do it. You're looking at the turnover situation right now. Both teams still keeping it pretty much under control. American River with one more. But they've handled the ball fairly well against the tough man-to-man defense they've seen. But they just kind of lost their head the last time. Harding found himself in a little trouble and threw a poor pass that led to the turnover and this layup and foul.
To go to the line to try to make it a three-point play will be Vern Broadneck.
Well, American River has done themselves proud so far, and I suspect that they will make another run at it. It's tough to come all the way down from Sacramento and not win a game.
Broadneck converts on the three-point play. Checking back in is Cameron Terry, and Broadneck will have a seat. Great defense by Broadneck throughout this entire game. Jang now being guarded by Terry. Terry passes the ball away from Jang. Good defense once again.
Another turnover for American River, and they just can't afford that at all. Morphew's on the bench with 4 fouls. He's kind of the heart of their offense, and they just don't feel comfortable out there right now.
Terry down low to Lean. This is a turnaround. Hunter ties it up with King. Possession arrow in favor of American River.
Now you see a guy with Morphew in foul trouble. Hub Morphew, the coach, has to go to a guy, Ray White, who hasn't played the entire game so far. With 15 minutes to go in the game, you put him in and expect him to come through, which he could, but it's tough to come off the bench like this and be ready to go.
Santiago sticking with that pressure man-to-man defense.
And look how they jump those screens.
And now coming off the bench and committing a foul in a hurry is Ray White.
Lean is going to sit down now, and Blount is going to come in. A good rotation Padgett has going on the Rancho Santiago side. He's just has little interchangeable parts that he just keeps moving in and out, keeps it a well-oiled machine as that Rancho Santiago basketball team.
Dana Padgett has proven himself to be a very fine coach as far as the rotation, and if you watch, Lean and Blount have the same type of turnaround jump shot, the ball high above their heads.
Well, he told us before the game he was very pleased with his team at their balance inside and out, and I think he's hit it right on the nose. He has a team that has the ability to hit the outside shots when necessary to push the ball up and down the floor, or they can go down inside to their big man.
Guerrero misses. Blount tries for the rebound, bats it to Jang. They got the numbers, but a bad pass, a no-look pass. He didn't ever see Loftus. We should see it here. We don't.
Oh, give it up to the big man. Let him throw one down. Come on.
Well, Mike Hunter stands 6'4", so he should be able to dunk.
Yeah, he had trouble getting to it in time. Couldn't get his feet under him.
Ray White tries to penetrate, runs into a lot of players.
Well, we ripped Mike Hunter a little bit at the early going about his hair, but his hair works just fine, and he's a good-looking ball player. He's had a good game, especially on the defensive end.
Now Morphew back into the ball game. Only a couple minutes on the bench that time. White gets the inbounds pass, loses it for a second, goes up strongly and is fouled.
Why did he take it to the floor? You're only one step away from the basket. No need to dribble that thing. When he took it to the floor, he lost it. Had he not done that, he probably could have got the basket and the foul from Blount.
Ray White at the free throw line shooting 2.
Converts on his first. 62-46. Rancho Santiago. Lean only went out for a few seconds. He takes out Blount. Blount has 3.
Rancho Santiago's playing so tough this half. They only have 3 fouls so far in. They're not making a lot of mistakes offensively now, and they're starting to pull away a little bit.
62-47, Rancho Santiago leads. 13 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the ball game. Kicks it over to Guerrero. Guerrero penetrates nicely.
Smart baseline move by Guerrero, and he's done a good job. He hasn't penetrated a lot, but every time he has, it's been successful. He really looks for the opening before he goes.
Jang facing a lot of problems at the point.
He's done a good job of handling it for the most part. I only remember one bad pass that I've seen him throw in the game. And, you know, he's only 5'5", so it's tough for the other players to get down there and get it, but you almost think the ball couldn't fit through those legs.
Bounce pass goes to Hunter, who penetrates. Gets fouled.
Number 22, Mark Mayfield, second personal, 17 foul.
This game is definitely the style Rancho Santiago wants to see.
Well, they could be a tough team. They could be a real factor in this thing. And they'll be playing El Camino in the next round, and that'll be a game that nobody will want to miss. Both teams playing extremely well right now.
Santiago stands a good chance against El Camino with their man-to-man defense. They'll be able to get outside on those shooters.
It's a good point. They should match up well, and I certainly don't want to write off this game with 12 and a half to go, but I think Santiago will match up very well with El Camino. But if Camino plays a game like they do tonight as confidently and as competently, they'll be tough to beat by anybody.
Mayfield looking for O'Neal, cutting, finds him. He'll be short on the turnaround. And a push out, I believe, is called on Ray White.
Now, I believe it's been called on Cameron Terry on Santiago. I think he pushed White from behind, or Morphew, one of those two guys from behind.
You may have the keenest eye in all of basketball.
Hey, what can I say? Oh, he should have hit Morphew coming down the lane. Morphew had the layup. Instead, he throws it away.
He found Guerrero nicely. Wrong team. Open for a three is Terry. He'll give it down low to Lean. Why not? Tipped around, controlled by White of American River. There comes Morphew. Takes 18 steps. No call.
Oh, a little jaunt to the basket, Morphew. But let me tell you, Randy's played a nice enough game that he deserves one or two of those.
There you see the score. Santiago well in control. Hunter with the turnaround is short. White loses the rebound, but Morphew is there to pick it up. Here comes Jang for three.
Oh, you're starting to see a lot more of that now. Players are actually pulling up for the three-pointer on the fast break, and coaches are starting to go for it now. And if you can hit it that confidently, then it works.
And Dana Page calls a timeout. He's seeing that American River has been able to come back. They trail by 12.
Set.
11 minutes and 26 seconds remain in this ball game. American River has come back. Dave Polito along with Paul Swearingen, and American River has done a good job of mixing it up both inside and outside to really push their way back into this ball game.
They've hung tough. That's a real nice shot of the Brendan Event Center, by the way. I like that. But they've hung very tough with a team that they've probably been outmanned by, certainly outsized by. But American River, like I said, just a very sound fundamental team. They just don't make a lot of mistakes. Jang now taking a well-deserved break on the sideline, but they're going to miss his leadership on the floor.
Into the ball game for him is Brown. Kurt Brown is in for Jang. Ball stripped away nicely by O'Neal. Good attempt by Blount on the sideline, right in front of his own bench. They don't like the call. Blount, the official saw him step on the sideline. American River with the possession. White going through his legs and runs into his own player.
Totally lost track of where he was on the floor.
Broadnax being hounded by White from behind and Brown in front of him. Long range is off. Ball stripped away, but an obvious foul that time on White will send Matt Lean to the line.
Well, once again, you got White in there. He's given up about 4 inches to Lean. Been very, very impressed with Matt Lean tonight. He just has a nose for the ball and definitely a want-to go to the basket. We've seen him dunk in traffic, and that's tough for anybody to do.
White goes to the bench with 2.
Morphew comes back in with 10:49 to go. He's got 4 fouls, remember, and that's certainly going to affect his play.
His first miss from the line, Matt Lean. He's 7 for 8 now. O'Neal, pump fake from 3, drives to the free throw line, is short. Rebound nicely gathered in by Broadnax.
It's still only 13 points with 10 minutes to go. American River can't panic. They just got to play their game, maybe hit a couple of threes, and they'll be right back in this game.
O'Neal to control, over to Brown. Chesky working against Lean.
And he threw it away.
Intercepted nicely by Altamirano.
Kocheski picked up his dribble too far out on the sideline, found himself trapped there. He should not have picked up the dribble before he had somewhere to go with the ball.
Entry pass intercepted by Mayfield. Runs right over Broadnax, but Broadnax was still moving, trying to get it in position to take the charge.
I think Broadnax did move into him. A good call at half court.
Number 10 for Broadnax. Broadnax's third, 15th foul. Substitution.
Paget giving Broadnax a little tongue lashing there for the entry pass he tried to throw. Really tried to force it in there when there was nothing going on the inside.
Here comes Brown. Ball batted away by Altamirano, but he couldn't quite save it. So remain American River ball.
American River's getting a little bit sloppy with some of these passes now. That may mean they're a little tired and possibly a little frustrated. They're going to have to get Jang back in there as soon as he possibly can stand to go. No movement on that inbounds pass at all. In fact, they were fortunate to get it in.
O'Neal working against Broadnax. Now picked up by Loftus. There's a nice entry to Morphew, who misses. Rebound Blount, who's out to Altamirano.
Well, that's the first time we've seen Morphew leave one short like that. Usually he's somehow found a way to get it up over the rim.
Santiago now will go back to being patient. Last time Broadnax tried to force one into Blount.
Very patient, Broadnax and Loftus were just playing catch out there for a while.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Broadnax drives baseline. Tough drive, leaves it short. Blount gathers that one in. And he's fouled on the way back up by Mayfield.
That foul is short, number 22, Ron Mayfield.
Jang comes back in. 8 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. He replaces Brown.
Yeah, they need him back in there. Zhang played a fine game. He's a good little point guard.
There we see Guerrero replacing Broadnax.
American River certainly hanging tough, but I think you can just feel them starting to crack just a little bit under the constant pressure that they're feeling from Santiago down on the defensive end of the floor.
What a luxury Coach Page of Rancho Santiago has with both this man at the line that you see, Blount, and Lean, who's on the bench, especially against a smaller team that American River sports.
Well, I'll tell you, Santiago is here. There's somebody to be dealt with through this tournament. They're going to be tough to beat with those two big guys.
O'Neal well out, working against Guerrero, trying to take him baseline, does. Misses, but a nice follow by Mayfield.
Getting up quick with a pogo stick. Those guys that get off the floor quickly, that's almost more important than your ability to get high. And by getting high, I don't, of course, mean, you know, just say no and all that stuff. But he got off the floor in a hurry.
.25 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 68-56, Santiago in control. Down low to Blount. Doesn't want it. He'll have to kick it back out to Guerrero. Guerrero penetrates, misses a layup. Good save by Loftus, but right into the hands of Mayfield. Here comes O'Neal. Beats out Moreno to the ball.
Nice play.
Nice play, and Moreno comes away with a floor burn.
Moreno hustling down, but O'Neal did a great job, just tapped it behind him and then stopped on a dime, turned around, and got the ball back up for the shot.
The lead is down to 10. Moreno trying to make it 13 again. Air ball.
Really haven't heard anybody goaded for the air ball so far. I think that one came from one of our own crew. I don't know.
Morphew misses on his 3 attempt.
The game's getting a little sloppy right now. I think both teams have relaxed a little bit from the intensity they felt at the start of the game. It's only 10 points. That's a poor shot for American River to take.
And a quick timeout called by head coach Dana Page of Rancho Santiago. They have a 10-point lead with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
Well, American River certainly has the opportunity to get right back in it. Only 10 points down. That's 4 points. That's your minimum up and down the floor with the 3-point shot. And they just might get back in it. I don't know. They're trying to.
Alvin, Vern, and Dean. Alvin, you cut this way. Vern, you cut this way. All right, your second mark. All right. I mean, that's the one. Yeah, Alvin, all right, Alvin, you take it out. Matt, you're here. You cut this way. And Corey, you're back here. Vern, you go this way. Gene, you come up the deck, all right, to get the ball.
Let's get that ball inside now. Have the patience.
Seemed like Coach Page was trying to drop some sort of play to quickly get a score off the inbound play.
The rebounds, Santiago is leading in that category, but with the size advantage, they got 3 rebound differences, nothing. American River working very hard on the boards, and I liked in that huddle, Coach Paget saying, Alan, you go this way. Vern, you go this way. I hate it when coaches use all those technical terms on us when they're drawing up the offense, and I especially like Coach Paget's very, very fashionable pink sweater he has on over there. Maybe that would be more of a salmon or a magenta, I don't know.
I'm impressed with your wardrobe.
I'm in the fashion sense today. I'm wearing my pseudo fake Armani Pat Riley tie, you know, and I've just been feeling on top of the fashion world today.
But your hair looks good.
That's all that matters. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to look and ask Michael Hunter where he gets his hair cut. I think I might try that.
Blount strong to the hoop. Runs right over Morphew, no call.
And Coach Paget says, well, that's exactly the play I drew up.
Along the baseline, well off the mark is Brainer.
Boy, Morphew trailed the play up and nearly just ran right into that pass that Broadnex threw over to.
Once again, Broadnex and Loftus playing cat and mouse game. Lean underneath, wants the reverse, gets caught in the rim. We'll give him a dunk anyway.
Okay. Okay, you're a kind scorer tonight. You're one of those Akeem Olajuwon scores. Let's go ahead and give him the extra assist so he can get the quadruple double.
O'Neal thinks about the three. Mayfield will shoot the two. He'll be short. He'll follow his shot and count it.
Once again, there's Mayfield. Look at him going up quickly off the floor. He goes up, comes down, and goes immediately back up, and that's a big key to the rebounding. There you got a good shot of Coach Paget in that nice sweater. I think that actually may be a light orange now that I look at it closely.
Loftus off the dribble. Nice with the left.
Great change of hands to give himself a better angle on the shot.
Here comes Morphew baseline. Nicely done, avoiding the block attempt by Lean.
Real strong drive. Not bad for a guy with 4 fouls. I really haven't seen his game affected much by the 4 fouls. When you're playing a 2-3 zone, you can easily protect a guy in there with 4 fouls as well.
Trading baskets are these two teams, and Santiago will take that type of setup because they have a 12-point bulge right now. Here comes Jang on the break, gives it to O'Neal.
Nice
down
pass.
low to Brainer.
Great fast break. Picture perfect, actually. Jang forces the defender to come and stop him. He kicks it off to O'Neal, who then forces the next defender to stop him, and he just kicks it off for the easy layup.
Jang trying to draw the offensive from Broadnex. No call. Lean, tough turnaround.
This guy's a player. Mike Lean, mark that name down. You may see him again somewhere.
O'Neal off the dribble, finds Brainer along the baseline. In and out, rebound controlled by Loftus of Santiago.
Oh, Les Brainer, you got to follow that shot. The rebound was yours. You could have stuck it right back in.
26 points we have Matt Lean now for. Unofficially 26 points for Lean.
Yeah, he's having a ball game. Boy, he's making a name for himself tonight. And let me tell you, Mr. Lean, there are a lot of coaches watching you play right now.
Here's Loftus once again trying to go along the baseline. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Broadnex trying to beat him off the dribble. Down low to Blount. Great position by Blount.
The big guys are taking over the game on the inside. Santiago just working it into those two guys, and they're turning around and hooping it. Really not much American River can do to stop that.
Jang working against Loftus. And a 5-second call is called on Jang.
Oh, that's a tough call because he penetrated down, and by that he's doing an act of the game. That should not have been a 5-second call.
Seemed like when he first had his possession, he was past the outside timeline. He brought it well past it.
I believe so, too. I mean, when he penetrated down, he passed the hash mark, and that should warrant a new 5-second count.
Regardless, Santiago takes over possession.
Jang is working so hard, but he just looks like he's about to run out of gas. Santiago going to be content to run that clock down every time down the floor, waste as much of the 45 as they can.
And at the 3 minute 29 seconds, Jang fouls Loftus.
Well, with 3:29 in the game, if Hub has decided to start fouling, that's going to be a lot of fouls to give. With this last 3:29 may take a half hour, Dave.
There once again, you see the high scored Lean now have surpassed Morphew. 26 for Lean and a strong 25 by Morphew, but so far it hasn't been enough.
Well, there you go. You get the miss. That's the strategy, what you want happen. Still a 14-point deficit.
Harding gives it to Morphew, who would rather work down low than try to penetrate off the dribble. Tough pass by Jang.
Led too much. He's a little frustrated right now, but Jang has played a heck of a game.
Blount caught along the baseline, being pressured heavily. Ball batted around. I believe it's off Harding. Of course not. It's not off Harding. It is an American Rivers ball. They say it's off of Santiago. Hub Morphew off the bench to call a quick timeout. His team trails by 14, 3 minutes and 1 tick remaining in the ball game. And we'll be back for that 3 minutes and 1 tick after this. Welcome back to UC Irvine. There you see the score. Rancho Santiago has built a 14-point lead. American River just takes a timeout, 3 minutes and 1 second remaining. And Paul, I don't know what Hub Morphew can draw up that it hasn't already been thought of in previous huddles.
Yeah, it's desperation time from here on out. They haven't been shooting real consistently from the three-point line, which they need now. And it looks like the strategy is going to be to start fouling and make Rancho Santiago win it at the line.
And we see another shot of Dana Paget, coach of Rancho Santiago.
I think one of the players left his mouthpiece over there on the bench. Coach Paget had it in his hand. I don't think I'd hold one of those things.
Jang misses. Morphew with the rebound is fouled by Blount, but can't convert the field goal.
He left it short. This guy, Morphew, has played a great game as well. He's been playing against guys much bigger than him the entire night. In fact, two of them, and has still been able to work himself free to score nearly 30 points on the night.
Believe we have Morphew for 25.
He and Lean are fighting it out for top scorers of the game. Unfortunately, Morphew is saddled with 4 fouls, but Lean has certainly put in the less minutes on the game.
All net on the second one. 27 points for Morphew. Inbound goes to Brodnick. Being guarded by Dawson. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain.
There it
Quickly
is.
down low to Blount. He won't miss that dunk.
High percentage shot there. Jang traveled and then threw it away. Like I said, I think he's just a little tired. He's played his heart out.
Brodnick gets fouled by Jang. Jang doesn't agree, but that's just frustration right there.
Looks like Brodnick may have left a couple of his teeth on the bench in that mouthpiece as well. Looking like Leon Spinks there.
I believe Hub Morphew thought Jang had fouled out. He quickly got Kurt Brown up off the bench, but only 4 fouls on Jang, so Brown goes back to the bench.
Saw it said Laverne Brodnack's on the screen there. Paget says that he hates to be called Laverne.
Penetrating was Dawson, and he's fouled on the drive, I believe.
I think they just called it a block shot. Hunter blocked it out of bounds, still American River's ball.
2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Inbound goes to Dawson, being closely guarded by Hunter. Dawson saves it, goes right into the hands of Brodnack.
Well, Morphew was open. Dawson just waited too long to get it to him.
Jang trying to put all the pressure he can.
Santiago's done a great job of handling the full court pressure, but that's not a good cross-court pass by Hunter.
O'Neal with the interception, and O'Neal for 3. Off the mark, rebound Hunter. O'Neal with the strip attempt, just misses. Brodnack gets it up to Alto Moreno. Into the middle to Hunter, he misses the layup.
And that's a bad pass by Morphew.
Intercepted by Blount.
Real frustration sitting in for American River College now. I think they've realized that they're not going to get a win out of it, and they're making some poor passes. That'll do it for Jang. He deserves a hand and a seat. He's played a tough ball game, and he just spent every ounce of energy he has. You see there John Guerrero coming over telling him what a fine game he played, and he sure did.
So Jang goes out with 5, and Kurt Brown comes in. And the only player Hub Morphew hadn't used up until this point was number 21, Dwayne Rogers. Rogers now checks into the ball game. So Hub Morphew uses his entire squad.
And under the listing of high school, well, Dwayne Rogers went to your favorite high school and mine, Australia. I don't know where that is. I guess that's in Australia. Now, a player from overseas playing for American River College. They'll probably be looking for big things from him next year, and this will be a nice touch for him to get his first season a little feet wet in the tournament. But there's Brian Jang. He fouled out. What a fine game he played, though. I mean, he's just spent with energy. He can hardly even stand to sit up straight.
Corey Blount now goes to the bench. He's replaced by Mo Warner.
Substitution number 32, Brian Jackson, replacing Gene Alvarado.
Yeah, all the starters coming out now for Coach Pageant. They all get a nice round of applause that they deserve. Santiago's played a fine ball game. And that El Camino Rancho Santiago game tomorrow is going to be one to see.
We have 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining in this one. Broadneck's trying to extend an already very large lead.
And if you veer your eyes to the far end of the arena, you'll see them. The Imperial Valley Arabs are ready to go. They'll be the next game.
Brown wants a three, but good defense by Rancho Santiago. Penetrating is Dwayne. Misses. Ball is tapped over the backside of the backboard off of American River.
And there goes Broadneck's out as well. Also to a nice hand. Pageant clearing the bench over there. Guerrero will be the next one to go, or maybe Hunter.
Broadneck goes to the bench with only 4 points, but just great ball handling at point and great defense guarding Jang.
Oh, my. Just coming off the bench, Brian Jackson nails the three.
Brown tries to answer, can't. Rebound and controlled, and then lost by Mo Warner, but batted out of bounds by American River.
Yeah, there goes the last two. Guerrero will sit down, and Hunter. Those guys each played tough games. Guerrero with some nice drives to the bucket. Hunter strong defensively and on the boards. Also a pretty nice haircut. Javon Hunter just comes in the game. He's a 6'2", 180-pound freshman out of Los Amigos. You know, these young guys get into the game. They want to get some pub, too.
Where did they get all these guys? It seems like they gave a few jerseys away
dribble
to people in the crowd. They're just pulling people from nowhere. Quickly down court, he misses the dunk.
The begoggled Jerry Blount unable to get this dunk.
He might get another opportunity as Harding loses it out of bounds.
I don't think we can give that dunk to Blount. He didn't get that one down. You gave the squeaker to Lean earlier, but give him points for effort, I guess.
Down low and a nice turnaround by Javon Hunter. There comes Harding. Morphy will try a three. This one winding down, only 5 ticks left. So Rancho Santiago will move on. And they will face El Camino in the second round. Rancho Santiago just took control and ran away with this one, 86-66, and it was really their pace in the second half.
Yeah, they just took it over the big guys inside. Lean and Blount just finally took it away. American River College can always look back on that big defeat of Skyline. They kept them from being here, and they did a good job this season.
So the biggest blowout thus far. So that does it for the third game. We have one more coming up. Dave Polito and Paul Swearingen after this.